Workflow Wednesdays, week 7. I'm Dylan. Last week, I showcased part 1 of our recording series, which was the simulation of a voicemail on an inbound call. So this week, we want to take the reverse of that, and start recording at the very beginning of a call before we reach someone. And what do we want to do with the recording after? The recording can become available to us, and we can do a couple of things which might be interesting for your particular use case. So last week's workflow, we can see here part 1, 7 nodes, very simple workflow that we set up. This one is a little bit more focused on a call center theme. We know that call centers often record your calls for training and quality purposes. And again, I think it's very important. In some states in North America, 2-party consent is also required. So we want to give those individuals the ability to exit in case they don't consent as well. 46 nodes in this one. It's a lot more full, but it's very simple when we go through it and look at the setup. So let's begin. So I'll zoom out to give you a good idea what the paths look like, what the workflow looks like overall. As always, we start on the left-hand side with our initial trigger, in this case the inbound call. The inbound call is connected to a voice application, which is connected to a phone number. So anytime someone rings that phone number, because this is an integration with Telnyx Voice API, these nodes are abstractions to these API endpoints. We'll get the webhooks, each node will get the webhook, and then it will process the next node that it's attached to. So we want to answer the call, we want to simulate some ringtone, we want to answer with our first assistant through the gather using AI node. That assistant is just going to gather the consent. We'll do a check to determine whether the user consented or not. True or false? False. Okay, let's let them know that there's other available options using the speak text node. Also the ability to configure different voices in the voice tab up there. In this case, Kokoro, Telnyx's own text-to-speech model, and hang up. Otherwise, we can go forward with the call, which we can then record. And we are looking at 4 different types of webhooks associated with this recording node. In this case, though, we want to record in MP3, dual channel, and also play the beep so that the caller is aware that the call is being recorded. When we start and we get the webhook for the recording having started, we continue on to our other voice AI assistants. We'll have another gather using AI node there, which will prompt the caller to let us know if they want to talk to support, sales, or porting. But my favorite part is kind of at the end of the call. You can tell Telnyx, or in the workflow here, where to send the recording. So the recording will be a media URL that you can access after the call is finished, and we want to look out for the call recording saved webhook for that. And in this case, I'm just posting it to an API endpoint that I have. I'm parsing out the information that's only important to me here, which is from, so that I know who called, the name, if there's a name associated with it, the unique call ID, so I know if I have to look over the call logs, I can see what call ID is associated with, and then the recording URL itself. But even better than just a recording is the fact that Telnyx now supports the ability to transcribe a recording after the call. What I really like about this feature is that not only can I send the transcript as well as the way we did it above for the recording, but I can also use another language model in here that can summarize it and send a message back to the caller. I think that's a really cool feature to have, where someone calls in, they want to get a summary of that call afterwards, or there are, of course, other use cases, CSAT related. They can use the send message node here to take in that summary, send the message back to the caller's number. And likewise, we can send to one of our servers or APIs that's listening what that summary was as well for our own recording purposes. But again, that all happens at the end of the call. What happens before that? Well, we hope that the caller reaches one of our technical assistants that can help the customer with their queries. And We use this second gather using AI node to help with that. Very simple. We choose the model again. There's a greeting defined. You can define that greeting. In this case, we're saying the call is now being recorded. I can help connect you with technical support, sales, or porting. Please confirm which one. And when the caller confirms which one, we output an argument. The output of this node goes as input to the switch, the next node here. And if it's support, that's the output. We go up to the support path. If it's sales, we go to the middle. If it's porting, we go to the last one here. And we want to do a similar thing here. We're playing back some music on hold to give the caller a feel that they're actually, in a call center, traditional call center that they're used to before they reach the AI assistant, in this case, the support one. The brains is here configured in the AI completion node, highlighted with the navy color. This is where you define your AI assistant to instruct it how it should behave on the call, what it knows, and what it can help the caller with. You pass through the transcription. The caller is being transcribed. So whatever they speak through the phone turns into text, and that text gets passed into this language model. And that language model can then interpret what question the customer has asked and appropriately output the answer into a speak node, which gets sent back to the caller. And it gets sent back to the caller because we're specifying the unique ID of the call that we're controlling with this caller. More importantly, the language model is only as good as the information it was trained on. Sometimes you need a tool. A tool can be more specific. It could be a set of documentation that the language model has access to that can provide a more tailored answer. But in this case here, this tool that we're using for a recently released feature is a HTTP request extension that's included in the output, and it's enabled here. And it's a very simple tool, but it's powerful in that we can access real-time data, or at least the AI can use context from third-party APIs in real time. Think shipping orders, people calling in about order updates, and this is a way to configure it. For the demo purposes here, I'm just asking about my account balance, and I give the user ID of my account, which is a dummy user ID. So let's get straight into the workflow and see how it works. There's one other part attached to the transcription here, and it's a check that happens as the conversation's going on between the caller and the voice assistant. And it's just to make sure that if there's at any point in time during the caller expresses intent to hang up while we're waiting and listening for that intent, and then we can have the ability to hang up the call on our side as well. If perhaps everything is solved, right? The customer or the caller got everything that they needed. So let's begin the workflow. Straight over to our inbound call node again, we're going to click that top right hand side, run workflow. This is going to trigger the WebRTC embedded client that will simulate the inbound call to my 726 number, and we can listen to the prompts ahead.
Welcome to Telnyx. To ensure the best possible service, we may monitor or record your call. Say yes to confirm your consent to proceed.
Yes, I confirm.
The call is now being recorded. I can help you connect with technical support, sales, or porting. Please confirm which team you require assistance with.
Technical support, please.
You are connected with the Telnyx Support AI Assistant. What issues or support needs can I help address for you?
Hey, can you help with an account query today, please?
Of course. What specific account query do you need help with?
I'd like to know my account balance.
I can help with that. Could you please provide me with your user ID so I can check your account balance?
Sure, my user ID is 12345.
Your current account balance is minus $8.92. You have an available credit of $591.08 and a credit limit of $600. If you have any further questions or need assistance with billing issues, feel free to ask.
No, that's everything for today. Thanks, you've been very helpful. Take care, bye-bye.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you have any more questions in the future, don't hesitate to reach out. Take care and have a great day. Goodbye.
All right, check is over. Call is hung up. We've been following the events on the right-hand side here as they played out. But the last thing that we want to double check on, right, is our recordings. So if we go back to here, we know that we've received the call recording save webhook because our HTTP client node here is in green, so that means we've got the recording, and then we're just waiting on the recording transcription, and we also have that right now. And if we go down here and the events, we can see that they've just been triggered, and we can also see the summarizer of that within the event itself, and also what gets sent in the message. Summary of your call: you contacted technical support to inquire about your account balance. After providing your user ID, the assistant informed you that your current balance is minus $8.92. At least I have a good bit of available credit. So, hope you enjoyed this second part to the recording series. We are going to be updating our templates over time to make sure that it's a lot easier for people to access these types of use cases without having to go create them manually. But they're very powerful, and we're always happy to help. So look forward to seeing what other use cases we can help solve, and don't hesitate to reach out to us at any point in time. Thank you.